We worked from home for 2 years. We transformed our Florida room. A Florida room is a room that's on the side of the house. It's like a den. And we installed 2 shampoo bowls. We had it decked out. I mean, it was nice. It had its own
Mm.
bathroom. People would pull up to the side of the house. And we did that for 2 years. But I knew in my heart, I was like, we got to go bigger. We got to do more. So while I was in cosmetology school, that's where we were at, growing. And our house burned down and we lost everything. But I'll press play on that part of the story soon.
Yo, back again with another episode of Attractive Mindset. And today we have a super boss female coming onto the show. She's the actual first female that we've had on the show. Definitely not the last, but she puts in a lot of work. Her business is super, super critical to the industry of what she's in, but what everybody has to deal with, And I'm going to let her tell you more about her category herself, Miss Nakia Martin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nakia Martin, and I am the owner of Serenity Hair and Spa, and we specialize in hydrated hair and a luxury experience. And we do hair care for natural hair, relaxed hair, color-treated hair, and all hair types. And we are located in Miramar, Florida, sunny South Florida.
See, that's a good plug. Every time I have somebody, introduce themselves and their business, it always just a short answer, but you told people where your business is, what you do and everything. And so that's good. You can tell that you have a good, solid foundation going for your business. And so tell us more about how you even got into hair care.
Well, hair care is a necessity. And I've been doing hair. Well, to answer the question of how long I've been doing hair, I've been doing hair since I was in my mom's womb. She was pregnant with me when she was going to cosmetology school, and I'm basically a salon baby. And I decided to take on the industry of cosmetology when I was in college. So I went to Gainesville after high school and I worked in my apartment, and that was my bread and butter. I had to hustle. So I've been doing that for about 12 years now. So once I graduated from college, which is the University of Florida, I decided to go to cosmetology school and take on cosmetology seriously. But hair care has always been A1 because that is what my mother specialized in too. So I grew up seeing that, and I knew that it was needed, especially in the Black community, because, I always see people with wigs on and extensions, which is fine, but we have to take care of what's underneath. So I said, I will always be in business because once the edges come out, they're going to come see us to get it back right.
Okay. And so your first business ever is Serenity.
Yes.
And that's one that you created, or?
So initially, my mom's business was called Hair in Motion, and she decided to switch the name to Serenity Hair and Spa in 2007. And when I was in Gainesville, I decided to do a Serenity Hair and Spa Gainesville. So we decided to combine the businesses together once I relocated home to Miami.
Okay. And so relocating from where you were basically trapping out the dorm room, did you lose a lot of clients, or like how'd that happen? What happened to the business up there? Did you keep it going?
So for a year after I graduated from the University of Florida, I stayed in Gainesville for an additional year, and I continued doing hair out of my apartment. So when I decided to move home, I did lose a good 80% of my clientele. However, a lot of students live in South Florida, so they would come to me when they moved home as well. So a lot of word of mouth happened when I moved home. So people say, hey, Nakia is in South Florida now, so you guys can go to her. So it was a steady and easy transition, but I also had to build my Miami reputation. So that took about a good year or two with consistency.
Okay. And so talking about just hair in general, you said pretty much you've been doing it since you were in your mom's stomach, but was that something that you wanted to get into, or you feel like just because, mom did it, like it was an easier business for you to kind of scale into?
A little bit of both. When I was growing up, I would play with the mannequins. I would watch her. I would watch her and I would watch the other stylists who would work in the salon. And, growing up, you think, okay, that's just what mom does. But I started to assist her when I was in middle school. So, you know, anytime you have a mentor or someone who you follow, you're going to be good at it naturally. So I just got skilled at it. And when I was in college, I called my mom one day and I was like, Mom, I need some money. And she was like, I'm not sending you no money. Like, you got to figure it out. The same God that I have to pray to, you got to pray to him too. So she sent me a care package with just shampoo, conditioner, and maybe a comb and a brush. And she was like, figure it out. So that's exactly what I did.
Shampoo and conditioner. So she
Mhm.
already had like a brand of shampoo and conditioner, because I know some of your products already, but like, was that before you, or like how did that happen?
So in 2010 and 2011, we didn't have our shampoo and conditioner yet. So she sent me professional products so that I could be set apart from the other kitchen beauticians, but there weren't much. But once I graduated from college, I was like, okay, I'm making good money doing this. Like, I should really take it serious. And mom and I had a conversation that, hey, we can really scale the business to the next level. With the education that I got from school, being that it was agribusiness, it's still economics and learning new marketing skills. I wouldn't say it's too much new because marketing is always changing. That industry is ongoing. You have to constantly be taking courses, but we did agree on scaling the business together. So it wasn't, I wouldn't say easy because it was challenging being in business with my mother. We had to learn each other's styles. The way I was doing business in Gainesville and the way she had been doing business were different. So that was a clash initially, but we got past that and we've been in business together for the past 8 years now.
Okay, okay. And
Hmm.
so you guys have just been pure Serenity brick and mortar business. Like, do you have anything like digital? You selling your own products now? Like, how's the scaling of Serenity been?
So since we've been in business together, we've been brick and mortar. We were in a salon. She was in her salon for 18 years. And then when I moved home, we were working in a salon called Chic Lines located in Miramar, and their business was sold. So we ended up moving home and we worked from home for 2 years. We transformed our Florida room. A Florida room is a room that's on the side of the house, it's like a den. And we installed two shampoo bowls. We had it decked out. I mean, it was nice. It had its own
Mm.
bathroom. People would pull up to the side of the house, and we did that for 2 years. But I knew in my heart, I was like, we got to go bigger. We got to do more. So while I was in cosmetology school, that's where we were at, growing. And our house burned down and we lost everything. But I'll press play on that part of the story soon. But I say all that to say that we've come a long way from that. And we recently moved into a storefront. So we were in a suite from the fire for 5 years up to now. And now we're in a storefront also located in Miramar. So we're expanding and we've recently gone online with our shampoo and conditioner, our Serenity Hair and Spa shampoo and conditioner, our all purpose nourishing shampoo and conditioner. Y'all got to check it out on our website, theserenityhairandspa.com. Yes. So that's the only thing that is online right now because we've recently launched that new business.
Okay, and so
Hmm.
you brought up fire out of nowhere.
Right.
It's kind of a mic drop. So hold on, let's circle back to that. What fire are you talking about?
So we were working from home and we had a house fire. Our entire house burned down from the roof to the end. There was nothing that was salvageable. And that was a traumatic moment for us. That was August 17th, 2017, a day I will never forget, but it was definitely a humbling process and situation. And it was actually an electric fire. You would
Mm.
think, oh, they working from home. They probably left the iron on and the whole house burned down. That is not what happened. One thing with us, because we were renting that at that house. And, if you renting, you already shouldn't have a business running out of the house. So we would make sure we would cut off and plug out everything at the end of the day. So the fire was electrical. It was faulty wiring from an old, it's an older house. So, the owner had been told, listen, fix your wiring and your plumbing. After a certain amount of years, homes, the plumbing becomes, what do they call it? It starts to rust.
Mm.
And same thing had been happening with the wires. So faulty wiring, it sparked and it had been burning all day. So we were working and we went to church to a class in the evening. And I told my client, I said, listen, come back after the class so I can finish your hair because it was the last class that we had to finish. And we were on our way home. And mom was like, oh, let me stop at Publix really quick. And I was like, no, I have to go home to finish my client. So she dropped me off. And luckily she did because my grandmother was home. And
Mm.
this was like 11 o'clock at night. Like it's late. And I text my client. I'm like, hey, you can meet me over here. And it all happened so fast. I get in the house and I'm getting comfortable and I hear the crackling noise and me and the dog I make four and I'm like, do you hear that? And he's like, do you hear that? And I go do my investigating and I noticed the fire had been already burning down the shower curtain in my grandmother's bathroom. So I asked her, I'm like, had you been burning a candle or something? And she said, no, I'm not seeing good to burn no candles. So I said, let me go in the back. And I looked in the back and then the entire wall from the roof to the end was engulfed in flames. And I was like, I can't extinguish this on my own. Only thing I could do is get out the house. So I had enough time to get grandma out the house and that was it. So I had to pull her out because she
Mm.
couldn't walk fast enough. And as I'm talking to her, the lights are cutting out. Like people think, oh, it's a fire. Let me go grab my purse and my belongings and my passport. You don't have time to do any of that. So we got out the house. My client met me at the door, put my grandma across the street. The neighbors came out. Fire trucks come. I called my mom. I said, she didn't even make it to Publix. That's how fast this is happening. And she circled back. And by the time she got back, the entire house was in flames. And you just sit there and you watch the entire house, all your memories, no pictures, no baby pictures of me, no pictures of my grandmother when she was younger, all of that just gone. I didn't even have time to put shoes on my feet. Just get out the house. So that was a humbling experience for me, but I'm grateful for it because with everything we have to look at the glass half full. And that's how I look at life now. Because had we stayed there, we would have been stagnant there. My mom was comfortable with the clients coming to the house. And I'm like, nah, we gotta get out of here. So we were forced to go back into the workplace and get to that next level. And it's a story to tell. I
Mm.
tell people have insurance, have renter's insurance on anything that you rent because my mom didn't have insurance. So we weren't able to get anything back of that was valuable.
Damn.
Yeah. So we literally built from scratch, from the bottom. So it's been a journey and I'm grateful for it.
Well, hold on. We're not going to skip that part either. And so you got to run me through how you scale back to the level of business that you have now, because, I know a little bit of history about you and stuff as far as like what your business does. But, you got to be able to tell the audience, like, you in a good salon that you just moved into now. And so how do you go from house fire to brand new salon serving champagne here, flick, all of that?
So it's been a journey. It's been 5 years actually. So from August 17, 2017, we were living in hotels for a good month, but I would definitely say I'm grateful for the village because the clients, family members, they came, they brought food, they brought clothes. Like we didn't want for anything. The company that I was working for at the time, which is Ashtay, they sent us products. They sent us tools so that we can get back to work because in order to get back to work, we had to invest in all of our tools again. So they sent rollers. There were salons in the area. Like people heard what happened and they were bringing like irons. They were bringing dryers, like whatever you need. So the village definitely came in and helped us. We didn't want for anything. We didn't miss out on anything. But after a month passed, we're like, okay, we got to get back to work. Like our clients were like, so when you starting back, I'm like, we just had a house fire. Like, can you be any more considerate? But people need their hair done.
So wait. You brought up a name, and I wanna touch on that before we go forward.
Okay.
You said Ashtay. You used to work for Ashtay. Who's Ashtay? And
Ashtay.
and like you working with your Serenity and Ashtay, or
Mhm.
how does that happen?
So Ashtay is a hair care company. They have products. They have professional products, and they're a Black-owned business,
Mm.
family-owned business based out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And I had been working with them for 7 years. right after college, they hired me to be a platform artist. So I would go to hair shows and I would teach classes internationally for other professionals and licensed stylists and students. So we would go to the Bronner Brothers hair show or the Premier hair show and teach classes, and also private classes in different cities selling products. So I learned a lot from them, and I'm grateful for that journey as well, because they taught me a lot in for teaching and how to be a better professional stylist. So I'd started with them in right after school, so that was like 2016,
Okay.
2016 to this year, 2022. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, so you went Ashtay, House Fire, Ashtay till now.
Right. So, well, then let me finish. So that's how we built our relationship. So Ashtay, I would travel maybe like 3-4 times out of the year,
Okay.
going to hair shows, but I was also full time working with Serenity. So Serenity was 5 to 6 days out of the week, and then Ashtay would book me for classes and hair shows to like maybe four to
Okay.
five times out of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the confusion was happening. So
Hmm.
you weren't really working for Ashtay; they were contracting you out.
Right.
Got
Yeah.
it. Because
There's a difference.
I was like, how can you be full time in Serenity, but you
Hmm.
also doing? It was like your schedule kind of crazy, but okay, that makes sense. And so
Yes.
they only scheduled you out a few times a year, maybe or so, and
Hmm.
then you still did Serenity. Okay, that makes perfect sense. And now,
Yes.
if you remember where you were, continue, please.
Okay, so press play. So press play on the fire. So after about 4 weeks, the clients were like, "Hey, I need my hair done." So a stylist who my mom mentored when she was at Hair in Motion said, "Hey, you guys can come in my salon and work for free until you guys get back on your feet." So in September, we moved to Paradise Salon in Pembroke Pines with Jackie, and she allowed us to work in her salon for 3 months, and we hustled. Like, we sent my grandmother to New York to my aunt, and we grinded from morning till night. I mean, nonstop. I was on Instagram every day posting. I mean, we was booked full time, and that's what it took, because we had to get our money up to a point where we could buy a house. We were trying to find a new house, so we hustled, and that really got the following of Serenity up, especially here in the Miami area during that time. So consistency is key. And we also, it was a team. So Paradise Salon consisted of different contractors in the salon, and they had an assistant. So we had help. There was extra hands on deck. So it wasn't just mom and I, and we had enough space. We weren't in the house anymore. We're in a salon. So coming to a new space, you're able to raise your prices a little bit more when you're in a professional setting. So that also helped. And we save money in the Jamaican community. They have a thing called Partner. So with Partner, what you do is the community brings their money in, and it's a weekly rate that they charge over the course of maybe a year or however long that you need, and you save your money and pool your money that way. So we did that in order to save our money to get a house, to have enough for a down payment on a house.
Hmm.
So at the end of that season, it was December of 2017, Paradise was closing and they were relocating to Salon's Beauty Spa and Suites in Miramar. So we said, okay, let's look for a suite in that location. And they were just opening. So we all transitioned to that new location. So we had a 145 square feet for mom and myself. It was a double suite, and we transitioned our business into that space until we could find a storefront. And that's
Okay.
what we had done for 5 years.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So, man, y'all have definitely been on a grind. And so, what do you feel like separates your salon from other salons? Like, what makes Serenity in terms successful?
Serenity is just different. We are unique. And what makes us different is that we are specialists in hair care. And I know there are other stylists who specialize in hair care, but we definitely do things in integrity. And we don't just book people and have them come in and do them and they're gone. Like, we converse with our clients. We want to build a relationship with our clients. We're we're definitely an eclectic bunch. And mom's clientele, who's been with her for over 20 years, and my clientele, the younger girls who are fresh out of school or fresh in their career, they combine together and they mesh together, and it makes a beautiful community of Black women, because we do have predominantly a Black business. So that's who we service. And that's what makes us different, I would say. We do things in integrity, and we 100% specialize in hair care. We use all professional products. We take pride in what we do as stylists, and the experience, the luxury, the champagne. We come in and we watch movies together. It's like a family. It's
Oh,
a family owned.
champagne.
Yes, we have shit. We got drinks on deck, y'all.
Okay.
Yes.
And so walk me through like what it's like walking through your doors to go to an appointment. Like how do we get to the point of me sipping champagne?
So, first of all, we're in a new location. We're located in Miramar at 2101 Palm Avenue, Miramar, number 103. And when you come to the steps, when you park in the beautiful spaces, you come in, you open the door, and it smells like a hotel on South Beach. Let's start there. It smells amazing in there.
Okay.
And the place is airy, it's white, it's plush, everything is new. And you come in and you get seated same time. We don't believe in long wait times. We believe if you have an appointment, you come in, you sit in the chair same time. And you get an immaculate shampoo. I mean, we pay attention to details. So that is one thing that definitely sets us apart from other salons, is that we offer and we provide shampoo services. We don't say come in with your hair already washed and blow dried. We definitely take pride in the shampooing step, which is imperative in hair care. So you come in, you get your hair wash, you get you massage your neck, which the clients love because they come from a long day of work. And their mothers, a lot of moms come and wives, so they want to come and relax. And then they get handed their glass of champagne if they drink. If not, you get handed your bottle of water if they're thirsty, because not everybody wants that. And we have the music playing in the salon, so it's very calm. And the clients would tell you, like, listen, we love it here. You come here and you automatically feel relaxed. You just put your stuff down and you can be yourself and get time to iron out your thoughts. And get your hair done, of course. That's always a plus. So that's what it's like coming into Serenity. And let me add, you can get your steam treatment, which is a hydration treatment, which consists of a moisture mask. And they sit underneath the steamer. No dripping, no heat. It's just a perfect amount of steam for the hair. And we have an ozone setting, so you get extra oxygen to the scalp and to the hair, which promotes hair growth, which is what we want, long, lushy hair. So it's definitely a beautiful experience for our clients, and we're welcoming new clients for the new year. So if you haven't already done so, go to the Serenity Hair Spa on Instagram and Facebook and follow us, and you can check out our schedule for an appointment.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of amenities. I've never got my hair done like that.
Yes.
But I guess that's where the spa feature would come in for that, is offering I don't even remember what you said 100%, but it just sounded like, okay, cool, I want to make an appointment.
Sounds good.
I want to sign up.
And we service men too. Rich, you have to bring your team and come check out our immaculate shampoo and get a steam with us.
Okay.
Yes, and get your glass of champagne and enjoy the ambiance.
Okay, y'all heard that? She said for the free. Nah, nothing's ever for the free. You know what I'm saying? We support businesses. We support businesses. But going on to that factor, you say we, and so with we, like, how do I know I'm gonna get you though? Like, is it who is your team? Like, what's your team? How big is your team?
So our team consists of mom and I. For now, we are expanding. So we are looking for contractors, so licensed stylists who are interested in joining our team. And we will service you, mom or I, but you're able to select who you'd prefer on our website. We have a booking link on Acuity where you're able to select mom or myself. We both work alike. We do things in integrity. She mentored me, so it's like you're getting the same hands in your head. So yeah.
Okay. And so expanding your team further, what's your what's your overall goal with that? Like, are you gonna stay behind the chair? You gonna walk away from behind the chair? Because I know how that type of expansion goes. And like, so what's your bigger goal for Serenity?
So as Serenity grows in the right now, I will still be behind the chair, but eventually, my long-term goal is to have a family. And when I begin that process and that journey, I will not be behind the chair full time any longer. But in the meantime, we do plan on hiring contractors and licensed stylists who are the best of the best. I want people in our business who are passionate about what they do and who are even better than me, like the best of the best, so that when our clientele comes and the audience that we've built on social media come in, they know that they're going to get just as good of a quality of service. So that is definitely the goal. And as we expand, I probably won't be behind the chair as often. I'm going to say as often because if my clients hear this, they're going to be like, what are you talking about, Nakia? So I'll keep y'all posted on how that goes.
Okay, okay. And so
Mm-hmm.
being a black female entrepreneur at that,
Mm-hmm.
how would you say business is going for you as far as like the business world in general?
Business for me is going very well, because when you're a business owner, you're always a student, and we always have to be in a position of learning and learning new things, whether it's taking courses, whether it's taking classes, learning new skill sets. And even when you think you know, you don't know, because there's always a next level. So I would say I'm in a good position, but I'm always in a position to grow and be better. So even when I think I've arrived, there's always a next level. And I recognize that, and I hold myself accountable to that standard of becoming better so that I can, in return, teach other people how to be better.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so you would say you haven't had any like issues in your industry, which would be hair care. Um, I guess it would be a hard industry to have issues in, but women in general seem to, and definitely not even just seem, they have issues when it comes to being paid proper, like WNBA versus NBA, or, just corporate or anything like that. There's always a drastic difference in how women get paid versus how men get paid. And
Hmm.
so would you say in the hair care field, that's pretty level, or you haven't dealt with it enough?
Well, in the business that we're in, you do have male and female stylists. So I would say there's a difference. And we discussed that with amongst other stylists, that we notice a difference. When we go to hair shows and you have men stylists or men who teach classes, women respond to men differently. And that's just nature, right? And as a woman, we have to make sure we're on our P's and Q's and make sure our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed when we are doing business, because women can be catty sometimes. Women come at you like, you didn't do this right. And they give the neck turning and the head twisting, and they go on Google and they leaving bad reviews. Whereas with men, they don't do that as much. And men may charge $1,000 for a service. I know men who color hair for $1,000. I couldn't dare charge that much. I mean, eventually you can scale your business to that, but men can charge that or finesse a little bit better. They have the room to do that. And women are like, okay, because I love him. I do notice that difference in our industry. And I just think that's nature. That's the nature of how men and women operate in the world. But as far as how women pay themselves or how we pay ourselves in our business, it's based on how the business is structured. And you definitely want to pay yourself as a stylist. In anything that you're doing, you want to pay yourself, because when you don't, it doesn't look good on paper. And on paper is a whole can of worms that we can get into, but I'll expand on that, because as a stylist for years, my mom wasn't paying herself. And it's when I got in the business and said, hey, I got to pay my taxes and I want to make sure that we're getting health care, we're getting what we need for to look good on paper.
So wait, you hold on. I'm gonna have to pause right there
Pause
because
on the
you
on
said
paper.
you said mom wasn't paying herself, and so I understand because we do business,
Hmm.
you know. But for the audience, somebody that's starting up, what does it mean to not pay yourself as a business?
What it means to not pay yourself is that you're working in your business, you're collecting all the money. It goes in the bank account, but you're paying all your bills and all your expenses from your same business account. There's no differentiation between a personal account or your business account. It's like, okay, I'm going to Publix, I'm going to Costco, it's all coming out of the business account. On paper, that looks terrible, and it's detrimental when you're trying to do investments such as purchasing a house or property, or you're trying to get a car. They look at your bank statements and they're like, what's going on here? You don't pay yourself, you don't have any pay stubs. So that's how you differentiate whether, hey, you being greedy. And I say it's greedy because when you have all your money from your business and you're pulling from it, you don't have any discipline over it. It's just like, okay, I made 10 grand this week. I'm going to spend 10 grand, because that's how you look at it. You're not looking at, okay, my budget for Serenity and for myself is too different. That's the difference. Mm-hmm.
So you definitely help mom out in that aspect. But
yes,
where did
sorry,
you
mom,
learn
I
that
didn't mean to
from?
throw you under the bus, but it makes for good examples.
Where did you learn that from?
Where did I learn that from? From attending courses. And Ashtay offered business classes that I attended, and they definitely help us to organize our business and our numbers in a way that we did begin to pay ourselves. And I also attended Empowering You Consulting Group, which also helped us scale our business into a more structured foundation as far as organizing ourselves with numbers and spreadsheets and differentiating your inventory and having your income and expenses separated from each other.
Okay, okay.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of everything. And so, would you say you have any specialties, like, I don't know if you, I can only think of fast food at this point, but you go to like a McDonald's or a Burger King and they got the Big Mac, they got the Whopper. Like, is there anything like the Serenity special, like as far as like a hairstyle or something? I don't know.
Yeah, so what is the Serenity special? We got specials, Rich. Since you want to pull up your answer. Well, first of all, what we specialize in is hydrated hair. So the special that everyone always comes for is that hydration treatment. But our specialty is definitely the silk press and hair cutting. We do precision hair cutting. So most of the time our clients come and they come for that haircuts, because one thing that you can't go to the barbershop for is a precision haircut on natural hair. I mean, they do it, but women are going to come to a professional stylist, cosmetologist for that service. They're not going to use the scissors in the drawer or their kids' scissors in the kitchen to cut their hair. They want it done properly. They come to Serenity, and we're definitely known for that. But if you want your hair silken out for the gods, they definitely are coming to Serenity for that service. So that is one of our specialties as well. So hydrated hair, precision hair cutting, and a beautiful silk out.
Okay. And so I definitely said specialty. I do understand that. And so what I meant was, do you have anything exclusive to Serenity? So like, is there anything that is just Serenity? They can only find it by being in Serenity.
The only thing that you can find in Serenity, those services, because you're not going to get it anywhere else like how we do it. That's the one. But two, you can find our nourishing shampoo and conditioner, and that is organic, vegan, and FDA approved. All of the ingredients in the shampoo and conditioner you can pronounce, and you can only find it exclusively at Serenity Hair and Spa.
And so you guys made that.
Yes, we did. We partnered with an organic chemist and we made it happen. We said we filled a gap and we saw a need with our clients. Most people complain about dry hair or dry scalp. And we said we want something that actually works. A lot of time we recommend stuff. People go to the store, they're watching YouTube, they want to see what works best for my hair. That's like the most popular question asked is, what can you do for my scalp or my hair? I've been going to the dermatologist. What they've been doing doesn't work. I want my hair to grow. And our products definitely help with that.
Okay.
Yes.
So y'all are pretty well rounded. It sounds like your business is definitely going to the next level. And so what would you say is the next step for Serenity? Like, going into 2023, what would take your business to the next level of hair care specialty?
What would take our business to the next level for 2023 are classes. We are working on classes. Just today, I went on live and we had people asking, well, tell me about your shampooing steps. And I'm like, okay, we have classes coming for sure. And that's been in the making. So it's just fine tuning that and having guides for our clients to use at home, because most of the women who come to Serenity Hair and Spa have children. They have families. They want to do their kids' hair at home. They want to see their baby girl or baby boy's hair grow, or their husbands have hair. And, husbands go under the sink and use what wifey uses. So we definitely want to scale our business in a way where we're teaching our clients even more, being more effective in that way.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. Might have to, get a course or two, but all right. Yeah. I mean, that was good. Y'all heard it there, the Serenity Hair and Spa. And so last one with the spa feature, like when I hear spa, I think of like spa. So do you have any plans on actually incorporating like spa?
Yes, that is the goal. So when mom came up with the name Serenity Hair and Spa, her vision was to have a full service salon. So now that we're in a storefront coming from a suite, we would like to hire vendors and professional nail techs or masseuses or waxing specialists who can come in and do those services, those spa services, to add to their Serenity Hair and Spa experience. But as we get bigger locations, we would definitely build on the spa factor, because we want a one-stop shop. When you come, if you get your hair done, you can get your nails done, you can get your eyebrows done. It's like you don't want to be going to 5 different locations for the 1 and 2 different services. So that's definitely what we have envisioned for the future. But for the short term goal, we're definitely looking for contractors who do spa services to come in and fill that gap.
Got it.
But in the meantime, Rich,
okay.
You can come and get your scalp massage, and your neck rubbed at the shampoo bowl. That is definitely the spa factor.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that sparked another question for me. And that question was, when you get somebody that comes from another specialist or stylist or something, how is that connection rendered? I mean, everybody comes from somewhere, but if they, like if I were to go to a different barber, my barber like, bro, you cheated on me, da, da, da. Like how is that connection, and what steps do you have implemented to take place to keep them as a client?
So when new clients come in and they're coming, I always ask, do you have a stylist? I can look at their hair and know if they have another stylist. And they're usually honest with me and transparent. And we always do consultations with our clients. Even if they didn't book a consultation, I make sure to ask them questions, because I need more information on my client. I'm trying to get to know their hair and get to know them more and know what their goals are for their hair. So that process of me asking them questions definitely makes them more comfortable in coming to our salon. And we also educate our clients on the products that we use from start to finish, on the steps, and that's where the education comes in, and the experience overall. You don't just come in and sit in the chair and we do your hair and on to the next person. We don't want them to feel like they're on a conveyor belt. We definitely want them to come in and feel like we actually care about their hair. And people in general, they have other people who they go to. They have backup plans. Most of our clients, they come in for the hair care services and they have braiders, they have wig people who they go to. They have different stylists for different services, which is okay with me. Like, I don't look at it like they're cheating, because I know I'm not a braider or I don't do wig install. So it's okay. But we fill the gap where we do blow dry services prior to their braid appointment, and we do braid down services for them to go to their wig appointment. So we definitely fill the hair care need. And it's okay if they have another stylist who they go to. I'm okay with that. I'm not like, oh, you cheated on me, you went to someone else. Now, if they go get their ends trimmed with someone else, I'm like, why you didn't call me? Our phones work. we're not robots. You could have texted me. What's the reason? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. But outside of that, I have good rapport with the clientele, and so does mom. So we definitely make our clients feel at home, or at least we try our very best in doing so.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this officially is the last question. And so if I was a beginner wanting to start my own hair salon, what are three things that or three key pieces of advice that you would give me? Three steps.
3 steps in starting your own salon be to one, identify the niche that you want to specialize in. And I learned that in school because a lot of times you say, okay, I want to be a hairstylist, but what do you want to specialize in? Just like how we specialize in hair care, I know that we don't do wigs or we don't do braids, but we have our niche that we specialize in, whether that's tape ins, whether it's wigs, whether it's sew ins, have your niche and hound down on that. If you want to be a colorist, know that, because once you identify that, you'll know how to market yourself, and that's very important. Location is not a big factor as it was back in the day, because if you have 20,000 followers and up on Instagram, people know where to find you. Even if you have 100 followers on Instagram, you put your link in your bio, they know where to find you. But that's number one, finding your niche. 2, establishing your business, knowing whether you want to be a sole proprietor, whether you know if you want to be a S corp, whether you want to be a limited liability. Very important that you know that, because you want to start paying taxes. You want to know how to pay yourself. Very important. If there's grants out there, if there's loans out there, that those are the first things that they look for. So you want to establish your business in a way where it's legit. You want to have your bank accounts lined up. That's all in number 2, by the way. So having your bank accounts separated from your business and from your personal, making sure you're paying yourself, guys. That's very important. Don't just take all the money and hold it. Make sure you set up a system where you're taking a percentage of that for yourself. And that's just for starters. We can build on that and expand on that. And then for 3, you want to make sure your marketing is on point. On point. Post every day. I don't post every day. I'll admit that. I'm working on it. I take responsibility for not doing that. But post every day. Take pictures of all your work, befores, afters. People want to see what it is that you do. That is very important in establishing yourself as a salon owner. So I would say that for now. We can add to that list, but those 3 are very important.
Okay, so niche, business entity, and marketing.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
So, all right. Well, that was Miss Nakia Martin. And where can everybody find you on social media?
Everyone can find me on Instagram at Empress Next, and on our business page is the Serenity Hair Spa, and on Facebook is the Serenity Hair and Spa.
Okay, yes. Cool. Well, as y'all can tell, she has a very attractive mindset. Business is going well. They rebuilt from scratch after the fire. And so it takes a lot of gumption to do something like that. But I definitely appreciate you for coming on to the show. As we say, looking good, living good, life is good. Talk to me. I'll talk back. We out of here.